Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 between Dongray-gu and Marine King Prime on Antigua Shipyard. The top left is going to be our blue Zerg player, Dongray-gu, up against, from Team MVP, of course, up against Marine King, who is from Prime, our red Terran player at the bottom right. This is from the MLG Winter Championship Finals, and the series is currently 2-2. I know this is game number 2 because of MLG's extended series format. This is now a best of 9 because these players met in the winners bracket finals, which MKP took 2-1. So now the series is 2-2 because Dongray-gu won game number 1 of this series. Now each player has to win 3 games to win it all. Glory and a lot of moolah. Haven't actually checked the exact prize pool. I will probably do so in time for next game. So how did Dongray-gu take game number 1, you may ask? Well, Marine King invested immediately in the reactor Hellions with a fast expand, didn't really have too much to hold it off, and then he opted for the third when the Hellions were held off. So Dongray-gu just hit him hard with some roaches, speedwings, and banewings, and that was a GG, quite simply so. So one of the important factors in the early game was that Marine King did not opt for the barracks supply depot wall, and he is now doing so. So immediately we can tell this one is not going to go the same way as the last game did. Of course, these two South Korean players, ever intelligent, ever adaptable, able to learn from their mistakes as if it is nothing, whereas people like myself will spend 4 or 5 PVZs in a row losing to early mutas even after I've scouted it, just because of my bad reaction times and APM. But this is, both of these players play StarCraft as a job, so I don't think that's an even comparison. Nonetheless, I'm just stating really that they're fantastically adaptable, even in comparison to North American players. You'll see if you're paying attention to the MLG Spring Arena 1, Huck went, I believe, 1-6, and that's 3-game series, not best of 3. You'd play 3 games against somebody, and then the winner of the majority of games would advance. So if you won 2-1 or 3-0, you still get the win of the series. Yet Huck went 1-6, and I didn't actually follow very many of his games. I was too cheap to pay the $10 admission for the online stream of MLG. Probably do so next time. But I just think that's just a general stereotype that non-Korean players are a little bit less adaptable in between games than Koreans actually are. Just because I think when you've rehearsed a build order so very many times, it gets a little bit difficult to break from it. I do the 3-gate fast GG, I call it, where you go 3-gate robo, transition after the observer, and it works extremely well at my level. It's an adaptable enough build because it's not over investing, but nonetheless there are no Protoss players in this game, of course. We just do have the expansion from both players again. Another fast expansion from Marine King, but this time he has a little bit better a setup with 2 Marines coming out of his barracks. He is building the factory though, so I'm wondering if he's going to go for the reactor after this Marine and then opt for Hellions again. If so, we'll have to see how Dongray-gu positions his Queen / Spine Crawlers. Maybe he's expecting this. He will probably see it with the Overlord relatively soon. And now Dongray-gu again ahead in population. He was in the previous game for the majority of the match, and I don't know if that's really symbolic, but it's just his general macro ability and interesting Overlord spreads as well. So there is the Queen here at the natural. I don't know how he's gonna play this one out, if he's gonna build a Spine Corridor. I mean, that should be a general anticipation here for Dongray-gu, just to build one and be safe, like I like to do sometimes against Zerg players, or especially in team matches. Just grab a pylon here and put a couple of photon cannons. If it's like a 3rd or 4th expand, especially in a team game, I just get a ton of photon cannons. It would be an intelligent idea for Dongray-gu to get this Spine Crawler at the front door. Just, you know, it's not too expensive, but well worth it because of how expensive it could be if you get Reactor Hellion and a ton of drones get roasted. So now these will be revealed to Dongray-gu. The starport is now on the way from MKP, though he's opting for a lot better transition. So again, an immediate response from Dongray-gu. He is getting that Roach Warren, but with a very late gas. He doesn't even have any actual extractors, so he's gonna need 3 here to be able to support a roach-based economy. We do have a Banshee now on the way, in addition to Cloaking Field. Pretty interesting harass strategy there from MKP. Banshees are extremely effective if they're not anticipated, and especially because he's forced this roach tech. So Dongrigu is going to be well prepared. He's going to have his creep tumors here, giving him vision, and 2 queens with a spine crawler moving up from the back. So he's not going to have a problem against these 4 Hellions. But Marine King isn't making any more Hellions, and he has the Banshees on the way. So Dongrigu's going to say, okay, he's opted for this heavy Hellion build again. I'm just going to build roaches and hit him hard and win, because he's got the fast expand. And I don't know if Dongrigu knows this, but the fast third. But when the Banshees hit, it will probably be quite a... they will probably hit quite hard, because, of course, as an early game Zerg player, Dongrigu has no anti-air. So he's invested heavily in this counter to Hellions, and he's probably going to hit if he gets enough of a force, but not the greatest idea, because as soon as the Banshees come out, as long as they're not revealed too early, that will leave Dongrigu very vulnerable. Is there one on the field, or is there only one? No, there's already one on the field at one point on this map. Oh, there it is already, actually making a harass with 3 kills at Dongrigu's mineral mine. So it has been revealed. A second now on the way, but really now Dongrigu is forced to tick up to lair, and he's in a pretty bad position for this game, because all he has really is he's just got his 2 queens sitting here waiting for the Banshee's energy to run low, and then he's going to have to tick up to lair, which is going to take him quite a while. So he has 4 queens here just waiting for the Cloaking Field to wear down, but if Marine King is able to micro well, he won't even take any damage. He has 10 kills now from this one Banshee, and he will land one more hit on the queen before pulling out. So all Dongrigu can do is build Spore Crawlers and have his main force left very vulnerable. So there's now the lair tech here, smartly coming to the natural so that it's not exposed to any potential Banshee pressure, and there is the macro hatch. But now the Hellions are going to engage the roaches along with Marauders, and a burning roach. You rarely ever see that, because of course, as I said in the last game, Hellions are so very, very bad against roaches. But the Marauders' concussive shells coupled with the Hellions' fast speed actually going to be pretty useful against Dongrigu's roaches. Here's another one soon going to fall. The Banshee pulling back, but there is a second one now. Just dies now. I don't know. No, this is actually the second one. So the original died from a couple of queens, and now a Spore Crawler has been erected here at the third of Dongrigu. But Marine King is off equal bases, and he's just looking really, really good for this game. His opponent is now going to get the lair tech finish, but a Hydra Den does still take a while, and then if he wants to opt for the Groove Spines upgrade, that's still even longer. He does get the Baneling Nest. Interesting choice, I guess, to do with those Marauders. He's actually going to go for the Spire, not Hydra Den, so that's interesting as well. Probably going to go ahead for some Mutas or something of the sort. But these Spore Crawlers, actually, I never realized 400 health. They are exceptionally durable. If we can compare them, is there a spine? Yeah, up to 300 of a spine crawler. So that's quite I can sustain quite a number of hits from these Banshees, which do only roughly, if I can find them here, they only do about 12 damage. So that's going to take a long time for them to kill a Spore Crawler. So Dongrigu is held off, but I think the damage is really done. If we look here, 14 workers killed, especially if you're a Zerg, where it's the essential of the race is to drone up all the time. That is really setting him back. So, the question of this game, whether or not he's going to win, is if he can actually put on enough economical pressure to his opponent. The supply is still quite close, but these roaches left so vulnerable because the Spire is still only on the way. They are going to engage the Hellions here, but 2 Marauders should be more than enough to deal significant damage. Marauders are quite good against roaches, as they have that bonus plus 22 versus armor. They're going to be pulled back here, both on the 7 health. After so many stims. But now Marine's going to head out as well. The concussive shell is such a cheap upgrade, but still trapping roaches before they can escape. A number of lings coming out. They will be most probably morphed into Banelings, and Baneling speed is also on the way. But we see no Spire units yet from Dongrigu. He does not have any on the field, no Mutas or anything of the sort, and just has not actually put that Spire to good use. He does have his air attacks level 1, flyer attacks level 1, just going to be linguistically correct here, on the way, but sadly no Spire units, so he's getting his upgrades, and a number of Banelings and Zerglings, but no actual upgrades, no actual anti-air units, which could be pretty useful. Some Mutas could pack a punch against Marine King's largely undefended third mineral line, so there is going to be a pretty massive engage here. The banelings will have to be controlled well, some of them not running into the Marauders, though they are trying to curl around while the Marauders got a number of hits off. So here is going to come centrifugal hooks, but the third, Dongregu's third left it completely vulnerable, and he's just going to have to even pull a queen here. A changeling moving back with him. I think he wanted to scout with the changeling, but accidentally selected it. So now Marine King does kill that third. Gonna stutter step to avoid the broodlings. And really, I don't think there's much that Dongregu can do. He's not gotten any mutas or corruptors to deal with medevacs and banshees. Marine King is gonna pull back, but he's looking very, very poised to take this one because of his general macro play. And I think the banshee harass really turned the game in his favor. There will be 10 mutas now from Dongregu, so that's finally that Spire Tech, and he will have Flyer Attack level 1 probably just landing in time for his mutas, if not a little bit after. Yeah, most probably a little bit after, but that matters not at this point in the game. If Dongregu can do enough damage, though, he'll be able to keep his opponent off balance. Probably going to try to scout a third here, but there is none in existence. He's not attacking these destructibles. That would be funny if he went attacking the destructibles thinking there was a third here and then ended up losing all of his Zerglings just trying to kill a base that didn't exist. But no, he's not. He's an intelligent player, Dongregu, and although his Zerglings are coming under siege from a Banshee, he will have 10 mutas total now on the field. Only 3 of them here. I believe the others are most probably going to be mobilized. He does have 13 total, so that mutaflock pretty big, but I don't know where the bulk of it is. I'm trying to find it at some point on the map. Not exactly sure where, but there is going to be a pretty big engage here for Marine King. Again, trying to deny that third from Dongregu. Let's see if there's no mutas anywhere, so I don't know where those 13 actually went. I have not the slightest idea, but this Terran army of Marines, Marauders, medevacs, always ever powerful, but there have actually been 22 workers killed, so the mutas here flew into the main. My bad. I was looking all around and I could not see the actual main mutaflock, so that is going to be an even amount of workers killed, but now, 40 now for Marine King, because he's killed all the roaches at the third. So that should be pretty soon in the game for Marine King. Although Dongregu was able to land off this Mutalisk harass, it wasn't able to equal the early game Banshees used by Marine King. So he's going to actually fly these mutas in here, only engaging 3 Marines. That's all he needs to engage. But I don't think they'll actually be enough to completely wipe out the Marauder force before his third falls. They are all pretty low on health, but I think just the production power, the Terran army is just too mobile at this point. All the medevacs pulling back, but Dongregu is just going to have to try to reestablish this third. He will not even bother, just going to call the GG. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 of this extended series. Well, we can also call it game number 5, but that puts MKP up 3-2 in the series, which means he only has to win 2 more games to bury his opponent in this Winter Championship. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the cast. Catch you next time.